All right, welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Dana, and today I am going to unbox this bad boy, which is the leather-bound edition of Brandon Sanderson's first book in the Stormlight Archive, The Way of Kings. And I have been waiting for this for so long. I was part of the Kickstarter last summer to get this on the road. I got my Bridge 4 poster, which has been in the background of a lot of videos right here. I have nowhere to hang it, so it's just kind of sitting there. I thought about replacing my novelog and figuring out somewhere else to put it, but I just haven't done that yet. So before I unbox this leather bound, I'm going to tell you a little bit about The Way of Kings if you have not heard of it and why I'm so excited about this leather bound edition. So The Way of Kings is the first book in the Stormlight Archive. Brandon Sanderson has written a ton of other books, and there are other books I recommend reading before this one if you want to know what order to read them. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that sometime in the future if you're not familiar with Brandon Sanderson, or we can discuss it in the comments. I'll talk to you about it. That we can talk about it there too. But for now, we're talking about Stormlight Archive and how awesome it is. So basically in this book, there are these beings, sort of pseudo-immortal beings called the Knights Radiant, who sort of get tired of fighting and abandon everyone and just sort of peace out and break their oaths. Next, in the prologue, we jump to Alethkar, and the king is assassinated. It's a little bit of a spoiler. It's in the prologue. It's the basic premise for the book is the people that murder the king and the kingdom, they sort of go to war, right? There's multiple different countries that sort of come together against this common enemy, and they're really and they make this vengeance pact. So this book has, if you don't like multiple points of view, flashbacks, things like that, you might not like this book, but I would definitely give it a shot. I would try reading some of Brandon Sanderson's other books first, of course, before jumping into Stormlight Archive. It is his big epic fantasy. It's going to end up being 10 books long. Right now there are only 4 books out. And I think they're going to be split up into 2 different 5 long book sections. And then, yeah, so there's multiple points of view. We follow Dalinar, who is a high prince, and his son Adolin, and they are both what we call light eyes in the book. It's sort of how they discriminate against each other. Light eyes are higher, dark eyes are bottom of the barrel. And then we follow Kaladin, who is a dark eyes, and we follow Shallan, who is a light eyes, but she's a little bit lower on the hierarchy type thing, right? So she is from a kingdom that is different from Dalinar and Adolin. She is from Yavin. Her family has sort of run out of money and are experiencing hard times. So she sets off to the city-state, I think, of Kharbranth to see Dalinar's niece, Yasna, who is a scholar, and she goes to basically convince her to take her on as a ward. But Shallan is going to attempt to steal something from Yasna that will help pay off her family debt. I really like the character of Shallan. She's really kind of quick-witted, and she's very artistic, and just the way she sees things is very interesting. Another thing that was really interesting in this book is some of the culture. So the women have a free hand and a safe hand, where one hand is just like, out in the open, and their other hand is covered in a sleeve. Like, you can't see this hand at all. It's very immodest to be showing your safe hand, which is so weird because your other hand looks like your other hand, right? That is very interesting. And then the women are the scholars, where they can read, but men don't. Men don't learn how to read, which is another interesting dynamic in this book that really stood out to me on my first read through of this book. But each book, while it has multiple points of view from different characters, it mostly focuses on one character per book. So this first book focuses on Kaladin the Dark Eyes, and you get some flashbacks that are just of him. And each book does that. It does it for one specific character. So in the first book, we get flashbacks of Kaladin, how he ended up where he is, and we see him as a bridgeman. And when you find out what that is, it's pretty brutal, and it's rough, especially like the first bridge run. You're like, are they really doing this? This is horrible. And so bridgemen are sort of, well, Kaladin's a slave at this point, but most of them are, or they're trying to pay off debt, things like that, and it's very bleak. Hardly anyone survives as a bridgeman, and they don't really survive bridge runs. It is very rough, and I love Bridge 4. I want to go into details. I don't want to get into too many spoilers though. Bridge 4, I feel like I just love it. And the things that Kaladin does there to sort of improve quality of life. I think that's as far as I'll go. I really do love the character named Rock. So when you get to that part, I love him. You'll see why. And then Kaladin also has a spren named Syl. So in this world, there are spren for all different types of things, and they appear all the time. But Kaladin is the only one who can see Syl. Syl can make herself known to others if she wants to, but really she only makes herself seen to Kaladin. And they're sort of, I don't know how to describe them. They're like pixies, fairies, I don't know. They're these creatures from what's called the cognitive realm, and they sort of come over to the physical realm every now and then whenever they play off a lot of emotion. So if you're really if you're in a lot of pain, you'll see pain spren and things like that. It's I don't know how to explain it, but I like it. Syl is very sassy towards Kaladin, and I love it. And I really like, she explains that she is a wind spren to Kaladin, but then towards the end of the book, you sort of find out she is a different kind of spren, and I really like what she ends up being. So back in the war camps, a lot of the high princes have gathered on the Shattered Plains, and they're sort of trying to fulfill the Vengeance Pact against the people that killed their king, but it's sort of dwindled down to just like a competition for gem hearts and things like that, which appear now and then on the Shattered Plains. There's these big canyons that you have to cross, and you can only do that with bridges. So you put together what you will, what I said earlier about bridge runs. And they sort of have lost sight of what they're fighting for. There is a big investigation into the current king, the son of the king that was assassinated. He is paranoid that he's going to be assassinated, so there's a little bit of a mystery going on there. I really like the creatures in this book. I really liked some of the scenes with them, with the great shells and things like that, which you'll see when you get there. The creatures are just really interesting. Closer to the end, there is a big betrayal, and it really sucks, but what happens because of it is really awesome, and it's, oh man, it's just so good. Another thing about this book is there are certain people who have shard blades and shard plates. Shard plates are a specific type of armor that can withstand fighting against someone who has a shard blade. So shard blades, the weapon that a lot of only certain people use, and what was used by the Knights Radiant, are kind of creepy. When you kill someone with them, their eyes sort of like burn out their skulls. It's really weird, and very kind of creepy. If you do read this book, so this first one was a little slower in starting out. It was very much a lot of setup for the other books. It took me a while, like I was interested, but it took a while for it to be invested, if that makes sense. It was interesting. I was fine with reading it, but it took a while to get like really invested. And once you do, you will not stop talking about this series. So there's a lot of setup, a lot of world building, and it's all done very, very well. If you get this book, I recommend the larger paperback because there's some really cool artwork in here. Let's see. So there's like some really cool artwork in here. Like, it's cool. I like it. So if you can get the larger paperback, I would recommend that because of the artwork. It brings more life to the book. And I'm sure the hardback has that too, but I have the large paperback. And the if you can see it right here, the smaller paperback is what my boyfriend bought the first time, but I really wanted the artwork in here, so I got it. So I probably just did not do a very good job explaining that, but that's sort of what this book is about. It gets way, way better as you go on. A lot of people really like the character Dalinar, but you don't really see a whole lot of his arc until book 3. Not that he's not interesting, I still like him, but in this first book, I really, really liked Kaladin and Shallan. They're great. I love them. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you've read this book or not, and we can discuss more there. So for this unboxing, okay, so I will show you this poster board so you can kind of see the whole poster. This came as part of the Kickstarter for this leather bound. I was gonna wait until I got the rest of the swag in, but that's gonna be a while. I got this poster back in October and I just now got the leather bound in. And the thing I like about this Kickstarter was that Brandon and his team have put a lot of work into it. If you follow Brandon Sanderson at all, you know he's been doing live signing sessions since COVID started, so he can do Q&As and just kind of chat with the fans, which is really cool. They've been very open with their communication on how long it's going to take for things to get there, why it's taking so long, things like that. So I really appreciate the open communication. So yeah, I am going poster. I'll show you the poster first. Okay, so this is a poster of Bridge 4. Oh, it is so well done. I love it so much. I need to find a place to hang it. And it's also huge. It is 24 by 26 and it looks like a movie poster. It's so good. I'm gonna slowly sort of span it upwards. Hopefully get a good enough picture of it. But this is it. It looks so badass. Look at that. Ooh. And you can see a picture of it back when I first got it on my Instagram. But man, it is just so awesome. The artwork is wonderful. Try and get artwork is so awesome. So this was part of the Kickstarter. So this is a genuine leather bound book. So what I'm going to do is cut open the box and then go wash my hands, because since it is a leather bound, fingerprints and things like that are going to show up very easily. So okay. Ooh, I'm so excited. People started getting their leather bounds back in November, I think, and I have been waiting for so long. I mean, I've been patient, but because of COVID and everything is slow, I know the mail service is really backed up, and I really appreciate all the hard work they're doing. I'm sure they are really stressed out and really overworked, but I just, you know how it is. You're excited, but also patient. Know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash my hands before I touch this book. Okay, clean hands. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. I don't know why I'm whispering. Ooh. Sorry for the loudness, but oh man, they have packaged it very securely. I would hope so. This is a very expensive book. I mean, I honestly did it for the swag. Well, and the book, but you know what I mean. All the extra, there's so many extra things that came with the leather bound that I am so excited for. They said in an email recently they're supposed to start shipping that out soon. We'll see. Okay. Yep, wash your hands, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, another thing about this book and being part of the Kickstarter is that it is signed, which was a lot of the signing sessions that Brandon Sanderson did on his YouTube channel, where he was signing these editions. Okay, so The Way of Kings is way too big to be just one leather bound. So it has a lovely slipcase with 2 books. So I don't exactly have super great camera and lighting, so sorry. I will be posting pictures on my Instagram, of course. And both of these leather bounds are individually wrapped. Ooh. The inside of this is kind of velvety a little bit. So here is volume 1. And on the back, it says, "Speak again the ancient oaths." There's lots of like bright blue and gold foil on here. The pages are edged in the gold. Let's see. Okay. I feel like I need to wash my hands again after touching this. Okay. Ooh. So here it is. Book 1, or part of book 1. So it has on the inside cover, this is the cover of the original, the artwork for the book cover. And then it has other art in here from different editions. Like this is the front of the UK edition. Other artwork that's not normally seen. I really, really, really like this one. Ooh. This, I think, is the cover of the Chinese edition, maybe? I do not know for sure. The map of Rochar and some other really cool art. There it is, all nice and signed by the man himself. Let's see. In the Way of Kings, there's always this like sort of arch with the chapter title and things. This one, it is blue and done a little bit differently. Let's see. This has other types of art that are not part of the other edition. Okay. Hold up. Okay. So this is some artwork that is in the regular book with the sky eels. There's a little bit of blue tinted in there, but the other artwork was not in there. So some of them are the same, some are not. There's more surprise artwork in the middle. I don't want to show everything. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god, this is so cool. Look, should I show it? Oh, I don't know. Look, isn't it awesome? Oh, it's just so cool. Okay. And then this artwork at the end. Oh my gosh. This is Syl that I mentioned earlier. Sort of follows Kaladin around and is sassy and helps him with stuff. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So that was part 1. And then I'm curious to see where they cut it off. Okay, so this is the second book. This one's a little bit thicker. And then the back of this one said, "Speak again the ancient oaths." This one says, "Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination." If you have read the series, that would excite you. If you haven't, you probably you'll find out eventually. Okay, so still the same cover on the front of the second volume. That was super creaky. We have some maps that are in the book. Some awesome artwork of Zeth. That is full length. More art. Let's see. This is some of my favorite artwork of Syl. This one you'll see on Instagram floating around a lot. Okay, yeah. I can't say anything about it. Okay. I don't want to show all of it. Create some mystery for you guys. Let's see. Oh my gosh, some of this artwork is just so awesome. I don't want to spoil all of it if you haven't read it, but man. Okay. I want to show some of this artwork, but I don't want it to be spoilery if you haven't read the book. Okay. And then the end has more maps, which are part of the other book. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I have to figure out where I'm gonna put these. They're just so gorgeous. I love them so much. They're so cool. Okay. So, if you've read Stormlight Archive, let me know in the comments. And what do you think about the leather bound? Oh God, the artwork is so cool. I love the artwork from this series. It brings the complex and fascinating world building that Brandon does in his books to life. Oh man, it's just so good. Oh, okay. Again, this is a review of the book itself, Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, and the unboxing of the Kickstarter leather-bound poster, and hopefully within the next couple months I'll get the rest of the swag in. Oh my gosh. And a lot of it you would not get the reasoning behind unless you've read the series. But man, it's gonna be so cool. I'll probably do an unboxing video for that for the fans of the Stormlight Archive, because you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've read Stormlight and you are fangirling out as much as I am. Let me know if you haven't read it and if you're interested in reading it. I think that's all. So thank you for sticking around. I probably missed a bunch of stuff when I was reviewing the book. I wasn't gonna talk about the book itself, I was just gonna do the unboxing, but I guess I hadn't done a review for it and wanted to sort of tell people who haven't read it a little bit of what it was about. But yes, I ordered this last summer and it's finally here. Yeah, so thank you for sticking around. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter as Dynamite Reads, and I will see you next time.